gotta motivate.
Get up and keep going.
Celebrate.
This life you've been holding.
Demonstrate
your love and devotion.
And everybody get up and get up. It's time to get it moving, y'all. Step up your game. You gotta motivate.
Get up and keep going.
Celebrate.
This life you've been holding.
Demonstrate
your love and devotion.
And everybody get up and get up. Motivate.
Get up and keep moving.
Celebrate.
This life is no illusion.
Demonstrate
the skills you've been using.
And everybody get up and get up.
And welcome back to yet another review by Zombill. Hey my peeps, today we're going to take a look at Mark Bug's Wizard Apprentice Evolved 2, which I'm just, for the sake of not having to say all of that throughout this review, I'm just going to say the W.A.E., since it's like W.A.E., so I'll just refer to it as the W.A.E. mod. Okay, so you know how we do things. We're going to go take a look at this website, which is markbugs.com. Got it right up here. We're going to go see what the pricing is on this. Maybe have a look around the website. And then we're going to come back and we're going to do a little closey-uppy on the mod itself. Then we'll have a little vape session on it. There is no need for disclaimers on this one because I purchased this mod. So let's go to the website, and welcome to the brief online tutorial for Mark Bug's website. Now let's take a look at the website. Here you'll find Mark Bugs at markbugs.com, and their main page looks just like this, where you'll be able to find their products, their discontinued products, and information on how to buy those products. Now the current products that they have for sale at Mark Bugs is the Chalice 2, an adapter for the original Chalice, and the Wizard Apprentice Evolved 2, which is what I'll be doing today's review on. Now, some of the discontinued products that Mark Bugs has had over their time in the vaping industry has been the Chalice 1, the Wand, the Wizard Evolved, the Wizard's Apprentice, the Wizard Apprentice Evolved, but not, and the Wizard Evolved 2. So you can kind of see how things have shaped throughout the time span that Mark Bugs has been creating his mods and his atomizers. Now this is the mod that I will be doing the review on. This is the Wizard's Apprentice Evolved 2, which houses a DNA30 by Evolve. Now the Wizard's Apprentice Evolved 2 is a 21mm mod. It has an adjustable top cap, which I'll be showing in the review. Now the bottom cap is adjustable, and I will also show that in the review itself. Now, how can you purchase said mod? Now the price of Wizard's Apprentice Evolved 2 is 250 euros. And I believe in USD, which is the American currency, is $360. Now, you can purchase this stuff directly from markbugs.com, and this is how you do it. You simply just put it in your cart and you check out like you would any normal vendor, online vendor that is, and As it says here, if you put in your shopping cart a product that is out of stock, you'll not be able to check out, so you have to delete that product. So don't go to discontinued products and try to put those in your cart. You'll receive a pro forma invoice, which is a PI, in your email, and they'll send the ordered products by post. Also, you can contact them by phone or email if you have questions regarding their products. How long does it take to receive the order? The period of time between ordering the products and receiving them can vary depending on your country of origin and the shipping company. You'll receive an estimation upon placement of your firm order. How do you pay? Well, you pay through PayPal. How much does how much does the transport cost? The transport cost depends on your country and postal services. You'll receive an estimation upon the placement of your firm order if the product is not offered with free shipping. Price and currency converter. The prices of the products are in euros, but depending on your country, you can convert those prices of products to, I don't know what LEI is, and euros using the currency converter on their website. Just look for the currency symbols at the top of the page. The prices are final, including all taxes, but not including transport costs unless that is specified. Unless that is specified, it is included. Which I know that for the United States, shipping is free. Now, contact information is office@markbugs.ro. There is their telephone number as well. And that will do it for the brief online tutorial for Mark Bugs. Now, back to the review. Okay, so when you get your Mark Bugs W.A.E.II, it comes in this tin. Basically, there's not really much to say about the tin. On the back of the tin, he does put the serial number to the mod. So let's take a look at what we get. And really, this is all there is to it. You get the mod tube itself, and you get the control head, which houses the DNA30 chipset and board. Okay, so this is the mod broken down into its 4 components. You have the top cap, which has an adjustable 510 brass center pin in it. I guess I should say a 510 adjustable center pin that's made of brass. And you have a brass contact here. Now basically the way you adjust that is that you would take a flathead screwdriver down inside there and you just adjust it for your atomizer. Now here you have the control head, which houses a DNA30 chipset and board. The screen is made from plexiglass, which really sets the DNA30 very stunningly in this mod. You have a brass contact here, and you also have a brass contact here, which this is the point where the top cap goes on. Mark Bugs is coming out with a 21mm atomizer that will turn the W.A.E.II into a hybrid. Now I should also mention that right down inside there's 2 notches that if you were to need to get into the DNA30 area, you'd just be able to take and unscrew that and you'd be able to get into the electronics. If it's working, I would advise not doing that. Okay, so then you're basically going to take the top cap and you're going to put it onto the control head right here, like so. Now the next piece, which is the body, okay, it has 2 different threads to it. You have a thread that's going to go onto the control head, and then you've got a thread that's going to go onto the bottom button, or not the bottom button, but the bottom cap. Now this threading here is the threading that runs up to the top there like that, and that's the threading that actually goes on the control head, just like so. Your bottom cap is going to have a 2 on it that represents the W.A.E.II, and you're going to have your serial number down here, and you're going to have made in Romania, because that is where Mark Bugs is from. And you have 3 vent holes in case of battery catastrophe. Now inside there, you'll have a brass contact down there at the bottom, all the way down here. And we'll talk about the battery adjustment right now. Because basically, you screw on the bottom cap for this right here, like so. And depending on what kind of 18350 you're using, this is going to be out some compared to the rest of the mod. And I'll show you that right now. I have here a purple E-Fist that has the button top on it, and I have a green Sony that's a flathead. Okay, both which are 30 amp C rating. But now the difference is that the E-Fist is the button top, and it has a little bit more length to it than what the green does. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, when you put the flat top into the wah and you put the bottom button on, you'll see here, or the bottom cap I mean, you'll see here when you get so far over, it does fire up the DNA30. Now, the thing about this is that with it in place like that, you pretty much have a flush look from here to here, because it will match up with this, and it matches up with the grooves that are at the top here. These 3 grooves here. So it'll match up with this piece and this piece here. That'll all look flush with a flat top 18350. Okay? But if we take this purple E-Fist that has the button top and we put that in here, and we put the bottom cap on, that's about as far as we can go before it'll fire up the DNA30. And you don't want to wrench it down, because that'll mess up your battery. Here you'll have space in between the bottom cap and the actual tube of the mod, to where it gives it a, an uneven look. Now let's talk about the DNA30. Let me get this in focus a little bit better here. It's pretty good. Okay, you can see here at the top we have a resistance, and we have a voltage at what's going to take that resistance to fire 12 watts. And then we have a battery indicator. Well, right now we've got a freshly charged battery right off the charger at 4.2 volts. So of course it's going to show that it has a full battery. Now your fire button for the DNA30 is basically right here. And then you have a left and right button right here. And of course you have the Wizard Apprentice Evolve logo right here that's engraved into the actual DNA30 control head. Now, the DNA30, if you were to press the fire button 5 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it will lock to where you have to basically press it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 again to get it to unlock before it will fire the mod. Now, let's lock it back up so we can get to the other functions. Now, with it locked, if I were to press the right button and hold down the fire button, it will go from normal mode into stealth mode, which basically turns the display off until you actually fire the mod. Then to get back out of stealth mode, you hold down the right button and you hold down the fire button, and it will go from stealth mode into normal mode, which now the mod is going to remain active. Now, there is another function here. If we hold the left button down and hold the fire button down, it goes from right mode into left mode, which basically just takes and turns the screen upside down to where if you wanted to use it the other way, you can. Now, to reverse it back to right mode, you basically hold down the left button and the fire button until it goes back into the right mode, which then the screen will turn back to the way you originally had it set. Now, if we hold down the right and left button together, that will lock the wattage to where you cannot change the wattage. Now, to get it to unlock the wattage, you hold down the right and left button again, and then it will unlock the wattage. Okay. Now, let's put an atomizer on this and talk about the resistance and the voltage. Now, for it to register the resistance, you basically just have to press the fire button, and it will show the resistance of what the atomizer is. Right now, I basically have K-Fun on here, so we have a 1.5 ohm resistance. Now, anytime that I need to get the 12 watts that we have for it here, when we hit the fire button, you see that it goes to 4.4 volts. That is to achieve the 12 watts. Now, if we change the wattage to, say, 15 watts, then you can see the voltage has increased now from 4.4 to 4.9 to get it to fire 15 watts. So it will automatically adjust your voltage anytime you change the wattage to achieve a constant wattage. Now, the only other thing to mention about the DNA30 is that it will go from It will go from 7 watts on up to 30 watts. And that basically does it for the tutorial on the uppy-closey for the MarkBug's Wizard Apprentice Evolve 2. So now let's pan back out to regular view to see it in action. So yeah, there it is, the W.A.E.II, or the Wizard's Apprentice Evolve 2. And let's crank it up a little bit, and we'll have a vape on this, and then I'll show you what it looks like with a different atomizer on it. Because, you know, it's a 21mm mod, and it's got the DNA30 in it, so that makes it pretty good overall. And what I have on there right now is the W.A.E.II, and that's a 22mm mod. No, I'm sorry. Everybody group vape. I just did a Zombill. It's a 22mm atomizer. So let's see what it vapes like. pretty good. There's a lot of power with the W.A.E.II. You know, I like it. So I do like the I really do like the finish on it, even though I've been told it's called tumble dry and it has something to do with the machining process that it goes through. But the only quibbles that I have with it is that the way the battery adjustment is for the different battery sizes, that to me, you know, if you have a space in there that makes it look like this and it's out of sync like that, I mean, I understand, you know, Mark Buggs' reasoning for doing that, so that you wouldn't have to mess with the top cap area and you wouldn't have to do anything with a bottom button. I mean, it's an ingenious idea, you know, but it just, nipple top batteries aren't going to look as good for this mod as it would a flat top battery. And, you know, I know a lot of vapors that use the button tops. So, okay, and let's show you what it looks like with a different atomizer on there. Now, I promised a friend of mine that I would show what it looks like with the Mac tank on there. I reviewed that. It's the Mac tank from E-Cigs. So let's go ahead and put this on there. Now, the one thing that I have noticed with this is, and it looks a bit funky, but it kind of looks like a torch now, you know, because it's got this big 26mm atomizer on there, and, you know, there it is right there. The one thing that I noticed with this is that even though it's a DNA30, the vape consistency is a little bit different than the vape consistency of, say, the 722 or other mods that are as powerful as the DNA30. Now, to keep this coil from burning, I had to adjust the wattage down to 11.5 because it is a 2.1. It registers as 2.1 ohms on the actual DNA30. So let's have a vape. Vape's pretty good. Wow. Vape's really good. Look at all that vapor. Sheesh. Now, I could turn this up a little bit. Let's see. Well, let's give it a shot at say 14. And just as soon as I started doing that, then all of a sudden it had that burning taste kick in again. So I'm going to turn it back down to 12 watts to see how it tastes then. Pretty good. Now the price range on the W.A.E.II, personally, I think it's a bit steep. Now, of course, you know, here we go with the debate on high-end mods versus vape budget mods. Okay, yes, of course, this is not a vape budget mod. This is a high-end piece of kit. Okay, so that's great. But I think personally that the price range could come down about €100. You know, so and you know, I mean, I like it. It is what it is. So that's pretty much all I can say about the W.A.E.II. You know, it's it's a brilliant mod, and it's a stunning mod. I like how it looks, and I can't wait to see Mark Bugs come out with his 21mm atomizer to turn this into a hybrid, because it'll probably look really, really good. And I'm kind of hoping that it's a dripper, because I just don't think that now, as far as rebuildable drippers have come along, I just don't think that a Jenny hybrid on this would be all that great. I mean, of course, I know people are going to go bustling over a Jenny hybrid, but I think a hybrid dripper would be better suited for the W.A.E.II. So, anyways, that's my review on the W.A.E.II. And of course, you guys know that Phil Busardo did one, Mark Todd did one, and so did Scott Bonner. So, of course, I'm not on that caliber totem pole, but you know, I'm up there. So, I hope you enjoyed the review. Please subscribe to my YouTube. Oh, and if you fancy trying one of these out for yourself, I guess I should have said that earlier. Where's my head at? Go along to markbugs.com, and you can also visit them on their Facebook. So we'll do a quick cloud shot, and we'll wrap it up. Happy vaping.